The thing that's a little bit different about IPT is it has this medical model. Active therapist is the same. And the medical model is it basically is a way for people to save face, and both in cognitive behavioral therapy and in IPT with slightly different conceptualizations. I mean, the goal is to educate people that feeling depressed is, in CBT, is something that people feel, but it's not something they've done wrong, it's not a personal fault or flaw, given the stressors that they're facing, the situation that they're in. Anybody, we could all feel that way, so it's some normalization. In IPT, you kind of take a medical model and say, you have depression, it's not your fault, you're not responsible. You know, we're going to fight that depression, but you don't need to be feeling guilty or responsible. A lot of people, when they're depressed, feel guilty or responsible. And ironically, that is very true for adolescents, who you think might not feel that maybe as much as adults. But I've seen a good number of depressed adolescents who know that there are other kids in their social settings who have had much harder lives than them, have been exposed to abuse, have families with fewer resources. And so they can say, why do I feel this way? I happen to know my friend is, her father died, or there's, they have really limited resources, and I have everything I need, and I still feel this way, and they end up feeling guilty. So you have to, somehow you want to get them outside of that. The techniques for IPT as opposed to CBT are supportive listening, taking an optimistic stance. We would hope that all therapists work with depressed adolescents. If you don't learn anything else, take an optimistic stance. Encouragement of affect, so what's going on, how are you feeling, eliciting details, exploring options, a lot of role playing, and a lot of communication analysis and use of the therapeutic relationship. That is basically the same as what was called in CBT facilitative. You don't have a good therapeutic relationship, you're not going to get far in any of these approaches. So, they really talk about, they start out with an interview where you assess the symptoms, you do this diagnose often a sick role, that's a medical model, and then you construct an interpersonal inventory, which is a very nice way, very useful. Why IPT is probably particularly effective with adolescent girls is you really have them say who's important to you, who's supporting you, who's kind of in your inner circle, what's your support system, who are you connected to, and how are you connected to them, and how often do you see them, and what do you do with them. Because what you're really, it's interpersonal psychotherapy, you're going to work on is bolstering up those support systems. And you always want to provide a case formulation, and that's true for CBT as well. You want to say to kids, here's what I think is going on, what do you think, does that make sense? If you share that with them, I think we could work on it in this way. Again, does that make sense? So we talked a little bit about that interpersonal, getting that little circle. IPT kind of focuses on the fact that depression occurs at times when people are experiencing major changes. So some of those changes are changes in family structure, changes in school, moods, death, illness, onset of sexual relationships. And so you really want to focus in on what those changes are in the adolescent's life. And again, death is a major issue I've discovered in my work with adolescents, because it isn't that we don't see that many adolescents whose parent necessarily dies. But we see a lot of adolescents who are dealing with death of a grandparent or another person. And so death is a very, much more significant factor for these kids. And moods are huge. There's a lot of transience, and that's not good for these kids. So here are some of the common issues for adolescents. That's probably, so they try to identify problem areas. There's grief, interpersonal disputes, roles transitions. That could be the transition to high school. That could be the transition to more independent living. Perhaps your parents want you to take a job. Perhaps your parents, perhaps you're into a new significant